Hi, my name is Brennan with Feral Equipment and Supply, and today we're going to be talking about magnetic stamps from Proline. Proline, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, is a huge manufacturer of decorative concrete stamps. They really became famous back when they released their seamless skins, which, for those of you who don't know what seamless skins are, they're essentially a concrete stamp that is just a basic stone texture that's built into it. What's really great about this and what sort of made them famous is you can take this stamp and you can sort of move it whichever way position you want on the concrete, and you don't have to worry because that texture is essentially going to blend in as you're stamping. Now that's a little different compared to patterned stamps, which we see a lot today. They become a lot more popular. Those patterned stamps, if you guys have seen sort of stone patterns, those you actually have to line up and you have to worry about positioning certain colored patterns in a certain order so you don't get a stone repeat. Now what Proline has done to overcome all these issues is develop something they call magnetic stamps. And what these are essentially a big seamless skin with stone patterns built into it. So you can see they actually have these grout lines running all along through the stamp. And they look very similar to one if it wasn't for those grout lines. Now what this means is you can get that same sort of stone pattern look in your concrete while stamping, but it's going to give you the easiness of seamless skins. And I'll show you a little example of how that works. So on each of these magnetic stamps, you have, well, magnets built into each side. So you got 1, 2, 3 on each side, 1 in the middle, 2 on each corner. You can see the little bullseyes here, which is where the magnets are. And how you would use this while you're stamping, this is going to be reverse. Obviously you're going to have this side down, but to show you how they line up, you would take these and you just line up those magnets. And you'll hear them and sort of feel them click into place. You can see that one kind of did it by itself. That one just snapped in there. They really are good about sort of letting you know when they're attached. And you can see when these magnets are engaged, those grout patterns line up. So again, it's seamless patterns. And what this also gives you is no repeat in the stone patterns. You can have a really, really big job, and as long as you are diligent in, not using the same stamp in the same exact orientation, you'll have infinite amount of stone patterns available. And one cool thing about these as well, because they're sort of that seamless magnetic design, you don't necessarily have to line them up square either. So what you can do is, since there's a magnet in the middle, you can take this stamp and you can line it up offset. So that just adds more to the variables you can get within the pattern. Now one thing too, and I'll flip these around to show you what it looks like from the other side. So since these sort of overlap, and you can see that we have probably a 3-inch overhang there, that means you're not going to have any joint squeeze out, which saves you a lot more time after the concrete sort of dries out a little bit to have to go back and touch up all those creases where you got the concrete that pushed through those joints. So again, these are going to give you virtually an endless amount of patterns. They're not going to cause any joint squeeze out. They're going to save you time, and because of that, money, because you got a big surface area, you're not having to go back and touch it up, and then you can get more done because of the bigger stamps with the same or even less amount of guys. So we're really excited about this new product. Proline is as well, and we currently have 3 patterns available. One of them is this Sedona flagstone, which is essentially a random flagstone. Really a popular pattern, kind of similar to like an Arizona flagstone. We also have a Monterey Ashlar available, which is your typical rectangular square stone pattern. And then there's also a Sausalito, which is a more of an urban rectangular overlapping square type of pattern. So you can find all of these on our website, feralequipment.com, or feel free to contact us with questions. The stamps are going to be sold as a set only for right now. And what you'll get in this set is 3 of the blue stamps, 3 of the reds. You also get this half tool, which is going to be good for tight areas where you have sort of the edge of the slab that you don't need quite as much surface area as the big stamps. Those also have magnets on each side. You'll get this touch-up skin, which is just your texture. So typically you'll use this around the edges before you go ahead and stamp. And then you'll get this new thing that Proline's starting to do, which is a joint touch-up, which has the grout line built in, and then it also has the texture around the edges, kind of like a 2-in-1 guy. And then you have a joint strip to really get in and do the fine detail work on those grout lines if you need to. So again, these are available right now. Head over to our website to learn more, and we also have more information there for you guys as well.